So let me explain about Midas a little bit. Basically, it's a South Korean company and it has been established in 1989. Since then, Midas softwares have been distributed in over 120 countries, and there are more than 540 number of employees, more than 18,000 number of clients, and more than 60,000 number of users worldwide. Overall, there are 9 branches and 38 distributors. So one of the branch is in UAE, started in 2015. These are our users in Middle East. There are some education sector users. So now let me explain about Midas family programs. First, I would start with Midas Bridges, in which we have Midas Civil, which is integrated solution system for bridge and civil structures. So in this you can create all types, as in you can model very easily all types of bridges. Then we have Midas FEA program, which is advanced non-linear and detailed analysis system. Further, we have in the structures the Midas Gen software solution, which is an integrated system for buildings and general structures. This in Midas Gen we can analyze as well as perform the design. And after the design, we can take the results to Midas D Shop, which is an auto drafting and rebar detailing module, and it can also generate bill of materials. Today we are going to be looking at Midas Design Plus, which is a structural component design and detailing tool. Other than that, we have in the geotechnical the GTS NX, which is a 3D finite element based software, geotechnical software. And SoilWorks, which is a 2D finite element as well as analytical geotechnical solution for practical design. So now let me explain about Midas Design Plus. Basically, Midas Design Plus is a collection of handy design structural components which can design and also detail, and these are very easy to use, and it can speed up the day-to-day process. Midas Design Plus is developed to be simple, fast, and accurate. Now let us look at the conventional design process. Sometimes the design is performed in the analysis software itself, or sometimes we take these results to Excel. We sort the results in Excel and we do the design using our in-house design Excel sheets or some other design tools like Midas Set or Procon. And we will do the design here. So this is a very tedious process in which the engineer needs to go for a lot of iterations and lot of works are required to be done by the engineer. And if there are any changes in the project like architectural plan or structural model or material properties, again the engineer has to go through entire process of the design. Also, another problem arises when it comes to non-structural component design. Most of the structural analysis software caters for design of structural members only. The non-structural elements such as staircases, basement walls cannot be designed in structural analysis software. So again, for those solutions, we have to go for inbuilt Excel sheets or some other design solution. So here in Midas, we have this new solution wherein in Midas Gen combined with Midas Design Plus makes this entire process fast and easy. So the structural analysis can be done in Midas Gen, and with strong link with Midas Design Plus, the results can be taken to Midas Design Plus, and from there you can perform the design, generate reports, detailed drawings, and also quantity. Those who are using Excel sheets know how difficult the entire process is. Midas IT always has the focus to reduce the engineer's workload by providing innovative solutions which takes care of day-to-day mundane engineering jobs. So Midas Design Plus is one of those solutions helped to develop to increase the engineer's productivity and efficiency. So these are the main 5 reasons why you should go for Midas Design Plus. First is its intuitive graphic interface for efficient design work. With concurrent input and output on the same screen, that is, on the same screen you can see the input as well as the output. And also there is instant checking capability. As in, so if you're like entering any data wrong, instantly the software will give a message that the inputted data is wrong. Also, there is seamless integration with Midas Gen, the analysis software. So the analysis and design process is seamlessly integrated. There is no need to do any hard work. Also, there is auto drafting and editing functionality. So in Design Plus, we have built-in 2D drafting functionalities, that is Midas CAD. So you generate drawings in Midas Design Plus, and also over here we have accurate calculation results. And finally, user-oriented and high-quality output and results are available. So output files of Design Plus and are compatible with MS Excel, Word and CAD, which can be customized as per the user's need. Now Midas Design Plus comes in 3 modes: the check mode, the simple mode and the project mode. So Midas Design Plus check mode is mainly for proof checkers or the senior engineers who don't want to put any data in the software. There is like no input data option and there is no CAD option available as well for that purpose in Midas check module. So only for the checking results, and even if your colleagues have done some design using Design Plus, then in the check mode you can check the results without making any changes to the data. And then we have Midas Design Plus Simple Mode. In Simple Mode, it is more like Midas Set. If you have ever used Midas Set, it looks more similar to Midas Set. So here you can perform section check or section design. All you do is input the data here. Also in simple mode you don't have the CAD option. Also we can get detailed and summary results in PDF format or Word format. And then there is Midas Design Plus Project Mode. It is the most advanced mode and the most useful mode for the engineers. Here we have member check and member design. So the difference between a member check and section check is when you say member check for a beam, the design can be performed at different locations at both, that is at both the ends and at the center. Whereas in the section check you can take only the section of the beam and you can do the design. Also in the project mode you go for deflection check and member list table, and you can also go for CAD option so as to generate the drawings, and also Excel compatibility is provided. Also you can get detailed and summary results. So these are various modules available in Midas Design Plus. We can design slab, beams, columns, irregular columns, that comes under general columns, shear walls. In shear walls you have combined shear walls as well, footing, isolated as well as combined footing, basement walls and retaining walls, buttresses, staircase, corbel and bracket. And under the steel we have beam column, base plate, bolt connection, crane girder, purlin and girth and web opening. Under the SRC we have composite beam. Column and CFT column will soon be incorporated in Midas Design Plus. So now I will show a live demonstration of Midas Design Plus. But before going for the demonstration, let me explain a little bit about Midas Gen. Midas Gen is a software for buildings and general structures. In coming slides, I will show some application projects of Midas Gen for buildings, plant structures, spatial structures like stadiums and airports, and specialty structures. So here we have numerous applications in buildings or for office and residence. Then we have power plant structures, stadiums, airports, hangars, pavilions, subway stations, transmission towers, cranes, pressure vessels, machine structures, underground structures, and so on. So as you can see over here, Burj Khalifa has also used Midas Gen software, mainly for column shortening analysis. And some examples are there like Gangsa Twin Tower, Hanoi Landmark, Moscow City Palace. Easy modeling was being able to be done in Midas Gen. Other than that, we have plant structures. Then the spatial structures, Beijing Olympic Stadium in China, very easily modeled in one go. Then in the specialty structures, I would like to talk about this temple, which is a complete plate model. Masonry analysis was performed. And over here, this is a museum, Erdos Museum, which is a complete solid modeling. So not only 1D, 2D, but as well as 3D modeling is available in Midas Gen. Okay, so now I'll get to Midas Design Plus software. So whoever has used Midas softwares would know that this is exactly the same user interface. We have got the ribbon menu, the tree menus, and over here we have the message window. So now let me give a small introduction. Over here we have got the project mode, simple mode, and check mode. This live demonstration will be focusing on the project mode. Then further, Midas Design Plus can be linked with Midas Gen software solution. So in case you have got Midas Gen software open, so you can just simply connect it. Then further, we have got various editing modes, like the member list is there. You can just import your Excel sheets over here. We can generate the drawings. We'll see that as well as the quantity. Over here, as you can see, the ribbon menu is arranged very efficiently. All the parameters for the RC are available over here. For steel design available here, SRC, aluminium, any loads, then other options. In Midas Design Plus, once we have made any settings, those settings will remain for the rest of your projects. You can make changes, of course, later on, but this option is still available. So as explained earlier, we have got all these modules available with us to perform the RC, steel, as well as SRC design. The ones that are in dark, they are yet to be introduced, but upcoming. So here we have the tree menu, which we will be using most of the time. Basically, these are the design options. So we can choose from here the design codes. So these are all available design codes, American, European, Indian, all these are available. Then further we have the rebar codes. So you may choose among these rebar codes, be it ASTM, BSEN, IS, so all these are available. Then from here we can provide the criteria of rebar arrangement to the software. By looking at this range, the software will provide us with the arrangement, with the number of rebars and so on. Webinar, we are going to be looking at column design, irregular column design. So I'll just provide over here the range as P16 to P25. We'll also be seeing the design of basement wall. So here I'll start with P10 and take it to P25. And further, we are also going to be seeing the combined footing design.
Yes, no problem.
And then over here, we are going to be taking into consideration, let's say P10 to P25. So this is the spacing list. We can choose from here. We can even provide our own spacing list for the moment as well as the shear. And click on apply. Then further we have over here the preferences, wherein we can ask the software to actually change the sections by design. So for the footings, I can ask the software to find the own dimensions depending on the results. Okay, so now let us begin with the column, irregular column design. Herein I can just select the general section column for irregular column design. We can click on add over here in the column general. So over here we can see the section shape. The shape can be edited over here. However, we can import the CAD file, or we can import Midas section property. So firstly, let us provide with the parameters, that is the material property for the concrete. So let's say we have 450 MPa main rebars, hoop rebars, 400 MPa, and the rest of the information like the lengths and also the effective length factor. Then further, import the CAD file. So we can browse over here, any DWG or DXF file can be imported. So this is the shape which is going to be used for design. We can have a layer for that, and even rebar layers can be created. However, over here I'm just having a periphery of the column and clicking on OK. We have over here our section property. Okay, so I'll just provide these values. So basically we start first with providing the section property and then with the forces. Okay. And further we can provide our own rebar arrangement, or we can ask the software to perform the design. So by just clicking on design, we can understand over here at once all the information, the demand capacity ratios, and if there is any failure, we can see that in red. And further we can make changes, like over here hoop bar was taken as P5 at 250. We can change it however to P10 and perform the check. So now it is passing in shear. So the software has provided the result as 12 rebars, number of rebars, and 16 mm is the diameter of the rebar. Now once the design has taken place, we can see the PM interaction curve right over here, and we can also get a detailed report. So a detailed report will be generated in Midas, in Word file format. Yeah, so here we have the software writing for us the result for the column. So as we can see over here, the entire report is generated. Slenderness ratio is checked. Magnified moment is calculated. Minimum moment is also calculated. And the design parameters are checked. So this is how easily we can get the entire report generated in Word file format itself. Going back to Midas Design Plus, now let us see how the software provides with the drawings. So in the drawings, we can just click on Create, and the software will provide with such information: the drawing with rebars, the main rebars, the hook rebars, and the tie bars. Now this entire workspace, as you can see over here, is just like AutoCAD. We can use all the commands that are similar to AutoCAD right over here and make any changes in the drawings. This can be further even saved to a DWG file or DXF file, and you can send it further to your draftsman to arrange them in your layouts. Further, Midas Design Plus can also get for us the quantity. So by just clicking on Create, we can see over here the concrete quantity in meter cube per unit area. And further, we can see the formwork and the main rebar quantity in kilonewton. We can make changes in the unit system at any point of time. So I can just make it to ton and meter so that we get the rebar quantity in tonnage. This quantity can be exported to Excel sheet. So in this way, we can get the reports in the Excel sheet format as well. Now, in case you have got a huge data for performing the design, then you can at any point of time just paste your Excel sheet over here and ask the software to perform the design. That comes under the member list mode. So this was about the irregular column. Now let us go ahead back to the member modes list, and then further we can go ahead check the combined footing design. So you can provide your own information like we did earlier, or we can go ahead and take the information from Midas Gen software, that is the analysis software of Midas programs, and get all the information like the shape of the circle, of the columns, then also the loads and the forces coming upon those columns. So all these things can be imported directly from Midas Gen. So I'll just open up Midas Gen. Right over here we have Midas Gen software solution. This is connected to Midas Design Plus. So over here, all we have to do is simply select the nodes wherever the supports are provided. So these nodes will be reflected in Midas Design Plus, as you can see over here, node number 62 and 63. So whatever the reactions we are getting will be imported in Midas Design Plus. And all I have to do is click on Import. So here we have the column size, that is 600 by 600 that was taken, and a preliminary dimension which we will make change. So I'll just change this to SI unit. And further we can provide over here, just like earlier, the concrete material property like 45 MPa and main rebar is 400. And further we can see over here the rectangular shapes that have been taken from Midas Gen. And then further we can provide over here the depth of footing, let's say 1050, and the cover as 75. And further the footing size. So here we can decide our own footing size, or we can have the software provide us with the footing size by itself. So I'll take the footing size as 1.4, having the left extension 1.4 for the right extension, and the height, let's say that is 5 meters. Then further, we can provide over here the information of the soil bearing capacity, let's say 250 kilopascal. We can provide the information of the surface loading, let's say 5 kilopascal, with the wet density of the soil as 18 kilonewton per meter cube, and the height below the ground level, let's say 2.5 meters. So dynamically we can see right over here the image of the footing sizes and all the information that we have just provided. So now, as we had earlier seen, we are going to be using the BSEN code, and the preference was to ask the software to design the footing size by itself. So I'll just click on design over here, and the software will by itself perform the design and provide us with the results over here. So as mentioned in the presentation, all the parameters and the output of the results can be intuitively seen on the same screen, in the same display. Yeah. So now we have over here the design performed by Midas Design Plus. We can see over here the load capacity ratio, the demand to capacity ratio, basically for the soil bearing capacity, then one-way shear, two-way shear, and all these for these demand capacity ratios. So we can see the moment that was taken right over here, the effective widths, as well as the reinforcement provided. This is for different positions. We can see the rebar position for cantilever, at the support, at the span, the support as well as the cantilever portion. And this is the bar arrangement in the Y direction for the supports, first and the second support, basically the two columns. Now just like we had seen the detailed report generated for Midas irregular column design, we can get the report generated over here for the combined footing. Yeah, so this is how we can get the report generated. We can see over here the BMD as well as the SFD shear force diagram provided by the software. The soil capacity is checked, as well as the shear capacity, one-way shear, as well as two-way shear check is performed. Then moment capacity is checked. And so the rebar is checked finally. So this is how we can get the detailed report generated by Midas Design Plus for the footing, combined footing. Basically, the analysis is finite element based on finite element, and further the design is analytical. So over here we can as well see the moment diagram on the display as well as the shear force diagram. Now let us see how Midas Design Plus provides us with the drawing. So we can go to the drawing and click on just create. So as you can see over here, this is the footing CF02. This is the rebar detailing provided by the software. And if any changes you wish to make, for example, you want to even line command or any command can be used in Midas CAD. So in this way we can provide move tool, can just move this entire. So this is the drawing generated in Midas Design Plus. Now further let us see the quantity that is generated. You can just click on create, and this is the information. Basically this is for our second column, footing. And like mentioned earlier, we can make changes into the unit system, kilonewton meter or tonnage meter. and get the results, like the concrete in meter cube and all the rebars in tonnage. So this was about the combined footing. Now let us see also today the basement wall. Basement wall as well as cantilever retaining walls can be designed in Design Plus. So here we have the basement walls. I'll get this back to SI unit system. And further we can provide over here the material property and the main rebar, sub rebar information. Then the type of section that we can introduce to Midas Design Plus is either one-way or two-way type. So in one way it's like we have got this 1D line element which is going to get, and after providing the analysis results we can get the design accordingly. So here we can provide the cover, and this is not, it is not only possible for one basement, we can have multi-level basements. So we can have B1, B2 and several number of basements provided. Then over here we can apply the loads by soil property or by user when we just specify the level and we provide the forces. In this webinar I'll be showing how soil properties are applied to calculate the loads. So we can provide the surcharge load. For example, let's say there is 5 kilonewton per meter square. So here we can provide the distance between ground level and the first story floor level. That is this ground level and the first story floor level. Then I'm giving it as 0 right now. Then further the water level. So this is the water level right now, 0, 0. So depending on that, even the water pressure will be applied onto the basement walls. So let me take it below the ground level. So that, let's say it is -3. Then further we can provide the soil factors and the water factors, and also we can provide the soil properties. We can use the N value over here, and we can also use the active soil pressure, and we can even add multi-level soil properties, depends on the height that we provide over here. Then further we can provide the boundary condition at the top. I can use that fixed or pinned or semi or free. So I'm using it pinned by default and keeping the bottom as fixed. And also we can see over here simultaneously after performing the design how the software is providing us with the results. So I'll just click on design right over here. So this is how we can get the reinforcement for the moment. This is the demand capacity ratio, 0.96. Then we have over here further the value of the rebars provided, the spacing basically. This is our demand capacity ratio, 0.035, 0.167 and 0.97. And then further we have over here the shear reinforcement and the demand capacity ratio for the shear. We can make changes in these rebars, and then we can just click on update rebar information, and also we can perform the check for the rebars that we have provided. So this was about one way. We can also see how two-way type of design is performed in Midas Design Plus. So I'll just click on design over here with the same soil property. So herein we can see the section and rebar pattern. We can also see the loading right over here. Moment diagrams. This is finite element analysis is done using these loads. And Further, we can see the moment in the y direction as well as the shear force diagram in the x as well as y. We can get the report generated as well in Word file format. We can also get the input list for each and every design that we perform in Midas Design Plus in the form of Excel sheet. So I'll just show how we get the detailed report. Yeah. So now we have generated the report for basement wall. We get the images. This was the two-way design that had been performed. The information of the thickness of the wall, boundary conditions, soil load, calculated soil pressure. This is the load pattern. And further we have the moment capacity check. We have separate information regarding the basement 1 wall as well as the basement 2 wall. So we can see over here the story, and we get the separate results for both the basements. So this was about the reports generated in Midas Design Plus for the basement wall design. We can also have a member list and generate the drawings. So I'll just create the drawing right now for the basement wall. So we can see over here all the information. Specified, and we can, as mentioned earlier, we can further make changes in the same drawing itself over here, or we can save it as DWG file or DXF file. Also, we can get the quantity generated for the basement wall. Like we have over here for the top, middle, bottom, left, middle, right, for the X as well as Y direction. And we can take this entire information to Excel sheet. So I can just click on export to Excel, and this is how we can get the Excel sheet generated. So basically we are having basement 1 wall and basement 2 wall, and the quantity over here provided by the software. So these are there are further several types of designs that can be performed in Midas Design Plus. So if you would like to know further about any other module, as you can see over here, you can just let me know. I'll go back to the presentation. So now again, why Midas Design Plus? As we have already discussed and we have seen lots of functionalities, intuitive graphic interface for efficient design work was seen, and seamless interface with analysis software, that is Midas Gen, which also saves a lot of time of the engineers. So there is no repetitive and tedious works as you perform the analysis and design job, and these two are interlinked, and also there is built-in CAD 2D functionalities like we have seen right now in Midas CAD, then where you can generate the detailed drawings and the work in the software itself for modifying the drawings. Also, accurate results and user-oriented high-quality output results was seen, like the output files are compatible with MS Word, also Excel sheets and CAD. So those reports can be customized as per the user's needs. Now, we are having a release promotion offer right now. So we have easily accessible technical material like the tutorials, which are having analysis and design. Then we have manuals wherein you have analysis reference manual providing the theoretical background of the software. Then we have online help manual with FAQs, which reduces the waiting time of the engineers when it comes to sending any emails. Then we have number of videos on YouTube as well. There are webinar videos available on the YouTube, or you can just write to us, we can provide them to you. Just like we're having today this webinar, we can send you the video for the same. Then further, Midas keeps organizing online or offline trainings as we see today, and there are seminars and workshops for training. More and more number of engineers are coming lately for these Midas programs. Now, as per the feedback of Midas users, our technical support is supposedly the best amongst all. Being located in JLT, that is Jumeirah Lakes Tower, we have the advantage of reaching out to the clients through online chat and phone. On-demand meetings are also organized depending on requests. Midas continuously conducts technical events with engineers globally, as you can see over here. Now, what is the procedure of acquiring a software? Conventionally, there is a software developer and there is engineering consultancy. And the software developer provides one license, that is one dongle license or one license, whatever, for one engineer. When it comes to more than one engineer, like 3 engineers over here, the number of licenses need to be just multiplied. So that accounts for a lot of money, and the managers will get a huge bill. Plus, you do not even get any trainings. There is additional cost for that. Now, what is Midas on-demand service? We have Midas Software Solutions, an engineering consultancy, and there is, instead of having this one license dongle, we have replaced it with MODS service, that is Midas on-demand service, which includes the trainings, the technical supports, as well as the upgradations. So be it one engineer or 3 engineers or more. When, as far as you pay us with the membership fee, we are going to provide you with unlimited licenses. So this is our price list right now. The original prices, as you can see over here. For Gen, we have unlimited licenses. For Design Plus package, we have a single license price right here. We have number of unlimited licenses for SOILWorks 2D Geotechnical package as well as 3D Geotechnical package. So for those who have attended our webinar, we have a special offer for them. So instead of 2,500 as a design package, we are providing the software for merely 1,500 US dollars. Okay, thank you everyone for attending our webinar, and my name is Nivedita again, and you can write to me at nivedita@midasit.com if you have any questions. If you would like to try the software out, we can provide you with the licenses for a period of 1 month. You can check and you can let us know if you're interested in further purchase. Thank you very much again for attending our webinar. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.